seriously, how long is this gonna take? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new here, hi, my name's Courtney and I love using tips and tricks from the Curly Girl method to improve the health of my hair. So today's video is going to be all about how long it actually takes doing the Curly Girl method. And that's kind of broad, but what I mean by that is how long does it take before your hair goes from looking like this to looking like this. Now, this is definitely based on my personal experience, and if you stick around till the end of the video, you will actually get to see a bunch of my friends over on Instagram that shared their before and after photos with me. So make sure to stick around to the end of the video so you can see some more transformation photos, because everybody's hair blooms at a different rate. Just because somebody's hair went from stick straight to 3B in 1 month doesn't mean that if you do the Curly Girl method and use all the products that they used, your hair is going to respond exactly like their hair did. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm not gonna lie, I have sat down and tried to film this video several times, and oh my gosh, I talk so much. So I apologize for that. Keep in mind, I have been doing the Curly Girl method since May 10th of 2018. So we got a year and 8 months to cover, and I'm going to do my best to condense it down. I'm not gonna lie, I was not good at documenting stuff in the first 2 months of doing the Curly Girl method. So there really aren't that many pictures of my hair when I first started. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw these up on the screen and we'll just kind of take a little chuckle together. So this was the very first hair picture I ever took, and I'm pretty sure my roots are still greasy or wet or both. And wow, my ends look stringy. But I cannot tell you how excited I was when I took this picture. I felt like my hair looked so curly. I was thrilled. I had literally just finished doing my hair and scrunching out the crunch, and I was pretty excited about it. This picture was taken on May 23rd, 2018. So I had been doing the Curly Girl method for 2 weeks. For the first 2 weeks, I did not want to photograph my hair. It looked so bad. But this was the first day that I felt like I could go ahead and take a picture of it. Let's take a look at the back, and wow, you can really see that line of demarcation from how far I had let my bleached blonde ends grow out. And you can really see a difference in the texture of my hair. Like, the ends that are bleached are pretty stringy and frizzy and dried, whereas the roots kind of are more sort of clumped together. You get the idea. So this next picture that I'm showing you is kind of one of my favorites from early on. I was so excited because I felt like my hair was so voluminous in this picture. Voluminous or frizzy, I'm not sure which, but this was where I started. My hair looks very straight, it's pretty frizzy, and here is the back. You can see I have one wave and the rest is just very fluffy. That was June 19th. But at the end of June, I had had enough of dealing with all of this long hair, all of that frizzy, dried, brittle, damaged ends. I decided that I had figured out the shortcut to ringlets, and I knew how to fix my hair. So I think on June 23rd or 24th, I got a huge, big chop haircut, and here is my hair on June 25th after I had styled it. As you can see, a big chop was not the shortcut to ringlets. Chopping off all the damage, chopping off all the weight did not magically make my hair spring up into curls. You can see on this side of my hair, I had almost cut off all of that bleach, but not quite all of it. Anyway, all right, now we're gonna move over to my curly girl Instagrams, and I personally used Instagram as a means of documenting my hair. I honestly didn't find another app. I looked, and apparently I'm not good at searching or very diligent, where I could take a photo and then write down what I did. I have since learned that those apps do exist. I just didn't find them. So I decided the easiest thing for me would be to start using Instagram to take a picture and write down everything I did so that I could start figuring out what worked for me and what didn't. So on July 13th, this photo right here was the first time I tried out an all mop top wash day, and oh my goodness, I could really tell that this line worked well for my hair. I have way more curl definition and curl enhancement than I had had up to this point. So I was really, really pleased with how my hair looked that day. This was August 8th, 2018. This was the first time I felt good enough about my hair on day 2 to wear it down and leave the house. Now, for those of you counting, that is 4 months of doing the curly girl method. 4 months before I felt like I had one decent day 2 hair. Honestly, looking back, I thought it had been longer than that. I felt like it was more like 6 months, but I feel like maybe around 6 months is when my hair started being a little bit more consistent on day 2. This was like the first shining moment where day 2 wasn't total trash. Then I want to talk about this. In September, that was in the 5-month mark, I hit a wall. I was exhausted from doing the curly girl method. I was sick of it. I was sick of putting in all this work for my hair to look like stringy, yucky noodles. I felt like I wasn't making the kind of progress I wanted to. I felt like I was looking around and I was seeing everybody else do the curly girl method and their hair was curling up into ringlets, and here was mine just being wavy and stringy and gross. And honestly, I felt like it just flat wasn't worth it. So I realized that I needed a break. But I didn't want to undo all this progress I had made by going back to sulfates and silicones and drying alcohols and flat ironing and bleaching my hair. I wanted to maintain the steps forward I had made in making my hair healthier. But I was sick of chasing the coveted ringlets. So I actually just started washing, conditioning, putting just a little bit of leave-in in my hair, and then running a wet brush through it and letting it air dry. And I was amazed. My hair was so much better than it had been 5 months earlier. If I had tried that 5 months earlier before I had done the curly girl method, my hair would have been a dry, frizzy, angry broom. And after doing the curly girl method for 5 months, I could do so little work on my hair and it looked halfway decent. So that was fantastic. It was great. It was great to take a break. But on September 23rd, I decided to do my hair for like the first time in weeks. And I was amazed. This was the best hair day I had had the entire time I was doing the curly girl method. I felt like I had curl definition. I felt like I had curl enhancement. I had very little frizz. I was so excited that my hair hadn't taken steps back, even though I wasn't styling it for weeks. So this wash day was a lot of fun. I was very happy with progress being made just by using Curly Girl approved products, even if I wasn't styling. Now, here is a picture from October 20th. And you can tell by my expression that I am not thrilled with this wash day. And this is an instance in which I started listening to other people and what other people thought I should be doing with my hair versus listening to my own hair and giving my hair what it needed. A lot of people were telling me that I was using way too many products, that I was weighing down my hair, that if I would just style my hair right side up and scrunch in just a little bit of product, that would give me better curl enhancement, better curl definition than doing it the way I had been, which was washing my head upside down and layering my stylers. Now, I wish I could go back and talk to 2018 Courtney right here and tell her that this wasn't a failed wash day, that I hadn't done a bad job just because my hair wasn't its most curl enhanced and defined on that day. This was still a great hair day, but it also taught me to listen to my own hair and to do what my hair needed, and maybe take people's advice with a grain of salt. That was such a helpful thing to me doing the curly girl method, but I also wish I hadn't been so disappointed that there weren't ringlets. I mean, come on, girl. Ringlets are not the goal, but I definitely started out thinking that ringlets were the goal, and that was a bad hole to fall into. Here is my breakthrough moment. This was November 7th. This was me copying a wash day routine from my good friend, Good Gravy, It's Wavy, over on Instagram. Isn't that the cutest handle name you've ever heard? She was showing every step that she did, step by step by step, and I, up until this point, had been keeping my hair really, really still, like keeping my head really, really still when I was applying my stylers upside down. I would very carefully and delicately scrunch in product and try desperately not to break up my curl clumps. And I watched Marianne flip her head upside down, apply product, flip her head right side up and apply product. And like she was flinging her head around all willy-nilly. And I thought, how on earth are you going to have any kind of curl definition after all of that? You've just totally busted up all of your curl clumps. I thought, I gotta try this. So for fun, I copied her routine, like verbatim, to see if it would work for me. And what I found is that smaller curl clumps equaled better curl enhancement for me because the weight of the water had been weighing down my hair. So that's what this wash day is. My hair's not 100% dry in these pictures, and it's looking a little stringy, but I was super excited because this was the curliest my hair had looked in a while. All right, this next picture I really like. This was December 19th of 2018. I decided I was going to participate in something called the Consistent Curls Challenge, wherein you use the same products for 30 days. And what this does is it locks you into using a set of products, and then you can really play around with application technique and really dial in and figure out what application techniques work best for your hair. I know that this isn't the most glorious wash day picture ever, but this is when I started really learning how much product my hair needed and how I needed to apply the product to my hair for it to work really, really well. All right, this picture is January 2nd, 2019, and I am showing y'all this here to show you that finger coiling does not make your hair curly. I really felt like finger coiling actually made my hair straighter. I spent twice as long doing my hair at this point, and clearly the finger coiling did not make my hair clump together and turn into spiral ringlets. I kept having people tell me that if I would just finger coil, my hair would be curly. Nope! Finger coiling was not the answer, but it was fun to try, and you can really see a change on my face in this picture. I'm not so frustrated and upset that my hair isn't curly. And this is when my mindset had kind of begun to shift from the end goal being the oh glorious ringlet to healthy hair. I was beginning to love the hair that grew out of my head instead of trying to get somebody else's hair. Okay, this photo from February 16th, clearly I'm being a goofball, but This is when I was trying desperately to get a product that worked for everybody else, a product that was everybody else's holy grail product. I was trying desperately to get this product to work for my hair. And to be honest, this product does not work well for my hair type, and I had to learn that not every single product was going to work for every single hair type. This was me using the Eco Slate Orange Marmalade and trying so hard to get it to work for me. That gel is an amazing product. My sister loves it. It is her holy grail. But for my hair, it is just too moisturizing. I got to where I had to do a gelatin treatment, which is kind of like a very heavy protein treatment, every single time before I use that product in order to have my hair stay balanced. And that was just a little too much work for me. So, all right, this picture on March 3rd, you can really see that my hair is just kind of losing its shape. It wasn't staying as curl enhanced as it had been. It was really drooping and falling flat, but my hair was still balanced. It didn't have too much moisture or too much protein. So I realized that I was due for another haircut. And March 4th, I clearly got a haircut, because here's a picture on March 5th, right after I got my haircut, and you can totally see how the shape changed. Oh, that was the best haircut I had had. And bonus, this awesome haircut we actually got on film. So if you want to see which haircut has been my favoriteest haircut since doing the Curly Girl method, go check out that video. And keeping things coming full circle, this picture is on May 10th, 2019, exactly 1 year after doing the Curly Girl method. This was one of my by far favoriteest hair days. Then in June, I started having a whole lot of fun doing some one brand wash days. I was really excited because I started having some of the best day 2 hair results that I had had since doing this Curly Girl method. Here is a picture on August 8th when I got another haircut. This was my first ever Curly Girl haircut because it was a dry cut done curl by curl. I felt like it was really, really well done, but for whatever reason afterwards I really started to struggle with my hair. My hair would not clump together. Like the waves that had been there were now just straight. My hair went into some serious curl shock, which I was very confused by, because curly girl cuts are supposed to help with curl enhancement and curl definition. Apparently not for my hair. Apparently my hair wants razored cuts and no blunt cuts and lots of layers, which is totally backwards for most curly girls. So there was kind of a long period where I didn't document my hair very much because I just wasn't having good success. But on September 9th, 2019, I did take a picture. Here is what has happened. I tried so hard that day to get my hair to look good, and there are no curls. There aren't really even any waves. It's mostly straight with some frizz. And that was very confusing to me because I had been doing the Curly Girl method for over a year. I had learned about protein moisture balance, and I was doing all the things, but my hair just wasn't behaving. And I was beginning to feel really discouraged. But I went back to basics. I did one of my favorite wash day routines. This is September 12th. I used 3 products. I washed, conditioned, and used a mousse. I did my short and sweet wash day routine, and I felt like I was beginning to see my hair again. I just really dialed it back and started trying to keep it simple, and felt very encouraged that my hair was starting to look like its old self. And then in October, I tried wash now, style later, and I was so happy because, again, I tried a different styling technique just for fun, and I was floored by how well it worked for my hair. Okay, and this is a picture from November 15th, 2019. This wash day was really interesting to me because as a fine-haired, barely wavy person, I was convinced that an all moisturizing wash day would be the death of my hair. It would be too moisturizing, too much. But we were in the midst of a cold snap and my hair was feeling really, really dry. So I decided to take the plunge, take the leap, and just try an all moisture lineup. Like, none of my products contained heavy, bulky, hydrolyzed proteins. And this is how my hair turned out. I was just amazed that changing up the routine could change up my hair so much for the better. And then here's the last picture I'm gonna show y'all. This is January 9th of this year, 2020. My hair is finally growing out quite long. I am excited. It was one of those rare days where we had good dew points, so I busted out my products with glycerin, and so I really thought that this hair day was quite pretty. All right, guys, I hope this was encouraging to you to see where my hair started, to see the ups and downs that I have had in my curly girl journey. It has not all been ups. Progress has not been linear. We have definitely had some great wash days, then some terrible ones, then some better ones. It's a journey. It's not a straight path. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful to you. Really quick, before we jump into the really fun part and I start showing you everyone's transformation pics, I thought I would talk about really quickly this new shirt that we have on my website. It says, "Lovin' my curls." The O is like super curly, and we have a glitter heart. It's a raglan. This is an extra small. Let me see if I can stand up for you. Here's the extra small. They are fairly long. These are long shirts. And it's super soft and super comfy, so please check out the link in the description below. I thought this would be a fun shirt for February, kind of Valentine's-y. We're loving our curls. And for those of you whose fingers are itching and you're jumping into the comment section to tell me that I don't have curls, I am considering that all curl patterns are included in this phrase. So if you have 2A, 2B, 2C, that is considered a curl pattern, all the way up to 4C. So that's why I said loving my curls, because I do, even if they're waves. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Let's jump into the really sweet segment of everybody who shared their transformation pics. Alright guys, I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!